gang, and welcome back to a new season on the channel, our first season in Europe. And next episode, we'll go through the draw and who our potential opponents will be in our first ever European campaign. But of course, the summer has happened. There's a transfer update yesterday. Hopefully you caught a hold of that, as well as my FM19 plans. There's a video in the top line of the description. If you missed that, go check it out. You might learn something about what I'm doing next year. But let's focus on today, then a Premier League game against Wolves coming up. But before we get there, let's see, what did we finalise? What transfers did we make? And, well, why have we still got 30 million in our transfer budget when the window has slammed shut? So, in yesterday's videos, those top four names, Calvo, Jose, Dorfer, and Murphy, we've gone with. They were all players that we brought in, and if you want to see more about them, the video yesterday is the place to be. But we've brought in 3 new names, all on the 12th of August, all on deadline day, and you'll notice there was a 15-day or so period between July and August where not much happened, and I was sort of almost confirming transfers that never quite happened, and then panicked on the last day and spent a massive £10 million. We'll get to that in a moment. First things first, though, Matthew Hutchinson has left the club and gone to Brighton for a few £1 million. Ronaldo Skeet, who I was very close to keeping around, has gone off to Wigan for the season. This is his final chance, really, to actually improve as a player. Some of these need to improve massively if we're going to keep him around as a player in a Thames shirt. I like him a lot, but I just think I wanted him to be much better than this by now, and he's not really. Right then, let's focus on the ins, and we'll start with Tom Milne, who hasn't been registered for the Premier League squad. It's a good start. 3.1 million then from Celtic, and when you describe when you use the word backup player, this is the ultimate backup player. Scotland International will be used for cup competitions and potentially European competition as well, and it's coming really as a box-to-box midfielder. We've got Jimenez, very good player, technically a very good player, and I didn't have anybody really to straight replace him if we needed them. And in European cup competitions, I want to still play a similar system. I think he's the closest I'm going to find for a cheap budget, decent backup box-to-box midfielder. So Tom Milne, that's probably not how you say it, has joined the team. He's worth a lot of money, so if it doesn't work out after a year and he moves on, then he moves on. Alright, the 2 next names are actually quite good and will probably play, so all is not lost. Now, centre-back was a major contentious issue for me. I wanted to bring centre-backs in, but the best ones were worth 40-50 million. We didn't really have that money to spend, so I didn't want to waste an entire budget on one defender that might improve us only a little bit. So we were waiting really until the January and maybe next season to do that, hopefully with a progression amongst the Premier League and European competitions that we're in. And Adam Eriksson, though, came to me and said, sign me. That's not quite what happened. I found him. I think he's really good, though. I guess on loan from Dortmund. No, 6.5 million from Dortmund. Has had a career really that's never really got going, in my opinion. But finally, now at us, I think it might do. His heading could do a little bit of work, but his jumping reach potentially makes up for that. Great strength, great acceleration, aggression, bravery, positioning's very good. Marking and tackling, very solid too. And certainly makes a good, maybe first choice option. Him and Insigne and Antonio now will battle for that spot. We've got a third defender now, though, that can really say, I could start every game for this team. Robbie Edmonds not quite at that level, but Adam Eriksson certainly is. So welcome into the team. I like him a lot. 24 years of age. I don't think it's our first Swede, but one that I'm going to enjoy using. Actually, is it our first Swede? Might be our first Swede, you know. I very nearly signed Jimmy Wernergren, but they weren't willing to negotiate a reasonable fee for him. But yeah, he was going to be such a midfielder that was potentially going to come in. It just never happened. And finally then, Reddy is a loan signing, one of your best signings of the window, but £625,000 a month, that's the equivalent to about 200 grand a week. You better hope he's worth it. And Jean-Patrick Banner isn't too bad at all. A world-class midfielder on loan from Lyon, 32 years of age, 120 caps for Cameroon. Don't know if he's going to start at the moment, but I'll tell you what, if he has to, I think we've got ourselves a bit of a beast. 6 foot tall, has got fantastic technical, mental and physical, so for 32, you wouldn't think it by the look of his physical. Still a very good player. Has played at the top level of football, the Premier League with Tottenham, as well as Bournemouth as well, but more recently with Ligue 1 and Lyon there. I think we've got ourselves a very capable, solid midfielder that can kind of do a little bit of everything and brings the experience to the team that we don't necessarily already have at the club. So Jean-Patrick B, Anna, I don't know why I've said it like that for, JPB, I think we've done all right. A bit like JCB, but JPB. It's similar. Jean-Patrick Banana. No, I shouldn't say banana. It's not banana. Oh God, that's going to be a problem. I'm going to say banana a lot. But there we are then. Our squad is looking like this. Actually, if we go to the team selection, we've got Wolves coming up today. We'll fire ourselves straight into that one. This is the opening team for the opening game. We've got a bit of a situation, is that Thorben Dorfer is unavailable today, and so is Herzog, so neither of them can play. We're only going to play the one match too, but I've got to say, folks, our bench is getting better by the day. Edson Jose, of course, who we've got on there as well. Our new libero option, who's going to train to play there, hopefully, is looking really good. There's lots of versatility now. Frank can also play as that sort of midfield role. He's now a natural at libero. He's been a natural libero his whole life, but is now able to play a little further forward. There's a little bit of fluidity in the centre. We've still got ourselves a left back and a right back. Of course, Antonio can play out there. He's actually been dropped for Eriksen this thing stand. We might see him again at some point, but Pierre can still play left back. We've still got Ike that can play right back, so we can still go to a 4 or a 5 if things get a bit desperate, but I'm sticking with what we know. Because of these injuries to our attacking players, Ben Hur is going to play in behind Obanek with Ferreira just next to him. Rowney on the left-hand side, as again, there's a little injury to Van den Bosch. Jimenez and Hallam in the centre, Miquelino on the right-hand side, and not too unfamiliar from what we've seen last season. We've not brought in some superstars. I thought we were very good last year. If we'd had Ferreira all year, we might have got into the top 4, and of course he starts the season with us this time for the first time, and boy is he good. All you've got to do is look at his goals and assists in the last 4 seasons, and that is enough to get anybody excited. Spent half a year at me, he was the best player in the division by a mile. So then, shall we get into this first game against Wolves? I think we should, but actually before we do that, sorry, I'm teasing you, season preview, they predict then we will finish 8th position. Get in the comment section, where do you think we'll do? Europa League, how do you think we'll finish? League, how do you think we'll finish? And do you think there'll be a cup in there? In the comment section, I'm going to read them all, give me your predictions, and I'll refer back to them at a later date, and we'll see how right you were. Okay, here we go. Shall I make some predictions? I'll make some predictions very quickly. I think we're going to finish 5th again, and Europa League semi. That's my guess. And no cup run, because I've played with this team enough to know we don't do that, really. Okay, then, Wolves are opposition for this opening game, and it's never easy for opening day. A lot of pressure, but quite a familiar side to previous years, and that does give me a bit of confidence. Our record against Wolves overall is pretty good. I've played them 13 times, we've won the majority of them, and we're sticking with the libero system. So Ortiz will remain in goal. If you didn't see yesterday's episode, Calvo is going to push Ortiz very quickly. Any mistakes from Ortiz, he's out. Calvo's in. We've got ourselves a pretty good goalkeeper there. But Ortiz keeps his place in goal for now. Insigne and Eriksen now at the back. Then Eriksen are more natural in the position too, which is nice. Of course, the midfield forward that we just went through. Ben Hur playing in behind Obanek and Ferreira. Massive season for Obanek. We're going to need some goals from him. He's got to start quickly. Look, he can. I genuinely think Obanek can challenge Ben Hur for that striking role. He just has to prove it to me. Right, these two need numbers. The 9s and 10s. I'm still waiting maybe for the 9 and 10 to be used. To be fair, Ferreira probably could have had 10, but it's too late. You may well have noticed just quickly that Radis and Casemiro, not in our 11, not being sold. They're halfway through being sold, hence you didn't see them anywhere. For around 20 million between the two, not too bad. I don't need 2 left backs and 2 right backs anymore, so Casemiro's sort of bitten the bullet on that one. All right, team-wise, I said go out there and impress me. I'm going to go passionate. I've got faith in you. Go out there and make a difference. So far, I mean, that's very good. That's gone fantastically well. I shouldn't act shocked. I should be confident in my convictions. As then, we reveal the new look, and I totally forgot until I'm showing you right now, the new look Riverbank. That's right. Do you want to see it in a bit more glory? After all that, I forgot to pick and mention it, but you can see there then, I mean, it's looking rather fancy, is it not? Of course, you've seen the intro again. Rick, massive shout out to you. That intro at the start of the video is majestic. But yes, we've now got tiers all around the grounds. We've got the wall has gone as well. There's sort of a corporate tier, it feels like. It's wonderful. Again, behind goal, you've got the away fans down that end. It looks very similar down our other end. And if we reverse that as well, you can see the screen's still there. I want these corners filled in. Does anyone else want the corners filled in? I've applied for an extra expansion. We're getting 3,000 more by the end of the season, I think. So, I mean, that's something to look forward to. But for now, back to 2D. But it's coming along very nicely. All right, then. How will the boys fare in that opening Premier League fixture of the season? It's time to find out. It's the first chances of the game. Oh, it's a cross put in by Obanek. And Miquelino's pass 1-0 up. Not even 4 minutes on the clock. And Thames lead against Wolves 1-0. The perfect start to what hopefully will be the perfect season. I mean, we can look at it in 3 dimensions. The first goal scored then, and it's a lovely cross for Obanek. Miquelino does brilliantly to rise between 2 and puts it into the back of the net. Lovely jubbly. Okay, it's Wolves. Oh, no, it's not Wolves. Hallam's on that. Now, Ben Hur gets to carry the ball, finds Obanek. He's the provider. He can't quite get the goal, though, behind for a corner. I think Ben Hur and Ferreira, in between, like behind the front 2, or behind the front striker, could be a devilish combination. I guess we'll find out in this game. It probably won't be a familiar thing, because Ben Hur, of course, will go back to the striker role when one of Dorfer or of course, Herzog come back into the side. But I think Ben Hur certainly will enjoy that role today. All right, so far we've seen little from Wolves, but this looks like it's going to be their first chance of the game. They've got quite a wall to break through if they can, but they go out wide, which they obviously know is a weakness of ours as the ball goes in. Eriksen, first time we get to see him, heads clear, good defensive work as it goes out to that right-hand side. You can see we sort of do shuffle into sort of a back 5-ish system. There's that 3 there. The problem is that number 15. We'll see where the ball is about to go. It goes out to number 15. Ball played into the back post, and Singley just about gets it away. Rowney on that left-hand side. side. And now can we break with this 3? Rowney, he's done his absolute best, but he's tracked back against. And now Hitchcock in the centre, plays it out wide again. Wilkinson getting up on that right-hand side, ball played in. As Ericsson again with a big clearance. Knocked down, though, and the shot comes in from Kino Shitter. Sorry, excuse me. That is, I can only apologise for what's been said. Ken Kino Shitter. I mean, there's no other way to say that. Kino Shitter. That's just his name. I can't even bleep it. I mean, it's a decent strike from him on the half volley. And, well, Ortiz better watch out. Okay, wide area is still a problem, but don't worry about that. All right, the plan here is to outscore the opposition. We're going to score 150 goals this season. Mark my words. All right, another chance potentially for us as Ferreira picks it up, finds Obranek, bursts his way through, and a lovely finish from Obranek. I said he's got a fast start. He's got to start fast. He's got a fast start. He's not a car, is he? 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. I mean, it's not bad, though. And it's all about Ferreira once again. Him and Obranek here combine beautifully. Obranek plays it into him. Actually, the run from Obranek here, keep an eye on him there, has to be perfect, and it is. He runs beyond Ferreira. Oh, it's a back heel from Ferreira. Oh, that's very naughty. I mean, I'll have to bleep that. It was so disgusting. Oh my, that's got me tickling. Another chance for us. Rowney, back to Obranek, back into Jimenez now. Ben-Hur, lurking, waiting. Hasn't really been a part of this. As Miquelino, another header. He's done it again. 2 for him. Half an hour gone. It's Thames 3, Wolves 1. Despite the goal conceded, we're looking very good. 1 shot from Wolves so far. Sadly for us, it went in. But it's Obranek again from that striking position, coming a little deeper. He Jimenez, and Ben-Hur all combine. Jimenez finds Miquelino, who scores a wonderful header. I didn't realise he had it in his locker. I'm enjoying it. All right, then as we get to half time, Thames lead 3-1 to the good against Wolves, and I've got to say, are playing rather well too. Miquelino so far the standout player. 2 lovely headed efforts, some unbelievable stuff. Right, Pashley sound very happy. Keep it going. And why ruin morale when we can keep it going for the second half, I hope. We're still on attacking. Instruction-wise, we're very similar to last season. No need to change what I think was actually a pretty good system. Lots of people still against the Libero. There's a campaign outside the stadiums today. People are holding banners up. It's embarrassing, really. But they're pretty certain that we shouldn't be playing it. But I'm going to keep playing it. So thanks for the support. All wearing Thames scarves. So, I mean, still funding, aren't they? Right, another chance maybe. Obranek's got a long way to goal here if he's going to go on his own, and eventually instead gets tackled. But from this position, I always say this and then they tend to do it, but there's a lot to do for them as they come forward. A challenge goes in. Hitchcock to Bradshaw and Singney. It's defensively not horrific. It worked out in the end. And now Riney finds Obranek, and can Ferreira and Ben-Hur support him? Ferreira on the ball now, looking dangerous as we've seen him once before. Lovely turn of pace from him. Gets it back. I mean, Ferreira's running the show here. Obranek just about keeps it in. Rowney, Ben-Hur. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Admittedly, it probably didn't go quite as they'd wanted it to. There's a few passes there that were overhit. But I tell you what, when it came down to it, this was a lovely move. Ferreira, the give and go from him is superb. Obranek finds him. Ferreira to the back post. That cross maybe was a little too deep, but it worked out in the end. Rowney puts the ball in. Ben-Hur gets himself a goal, and that front three, they're loving it. Is that the 3 of them there as well? Is it? No, it's not. They still look like they're enjoying themselves, and that's what matters. Ferreira picks it up again. It's just the way a 2D dot moves with the ball is outrageous. He's there. It could have easily been 5. We're going to go back out to the wings here. The pressure's still on as Wolves eventually deal with it. If getting it clear is dealing with it, they might do more than deal with it here. As Halidam's tackle is fantastic. And look, we already turn it into a 2v2. Ben-Hur finds Obranek. Is there another one for us here? Obranek from distance. Not this time. The question is, do we make a change? We've got so many options in the middle. We've got a 4-1 lead. If there was ever a time to do it, I think a few debuts might be in order. Wolves here with some nice possession in the centre. We don't want to concede again, really. They've not done all that much as Ericsson steps out, does fantastically well to win it back, and it could end up being 5. Obranek, the run of Ben-Hur, the first touch is fantastic, and the finish is sublime. It's Thames 5, Wolves 1, and this is the way you open your account on a season. It's superb stuff. It's absolutely magical. Ericsson, the new man at the back, gets involved. Ferreira with a lovely ball into Obranek, who drops a little deeper, and there's the run of Ben-Hur. Maybe this is his new position. Comment section, what do we think? Should Ben-Hur be converted? You never know. Not religiously, I've just been positionally. Anyway, right, couple of things I'm going to try. We've got such a lead. Edson Jose is going to come on for Frank as that libero. Lots to learn in that role. He's training it, but I want to give him a go in there. And JPB, not Banana Ben, is going to come on as well for Halidam in the centre. He can do it all, that man. Okay, here we go. 20 minutes to go. Is there any more goals in this game? Kept the front 3 the same, so not a great deal should change, really. That's where some of the new boys can adapt quickly to their new roles. And Edison Jose, he's the main one. How will he fare? The ball goes to Brown on this left-hand side. Dangerous ball into the centre. Pulled all the way back. And it was just a spare man at the back. Wolves get another goal. That's the worry, isn't it? 3 shots on target. 2 of them are goals. When teams, they don't get a lot of chances. A lot of clear-cut chances. But when they do, They're very good chances. I think that's the worry. As the ball goes in, though, he's just unmarked at the back there. Okay, 5 goals, viewers. 5 goals. I said we'd score 150. We might concede 100. All right, we're going to go on to standard as well. No need to attack any further. Don't need to risk anything here. Ben Hur has taken a knock, apparently. Let's get him off. All right, the new man has come on. Murphy. Murphy. He's right. He's called Murphy. As the time ticks away, 30 seconds to go. Great corner delivery from him, actually. As Banana gets it. That's going to have to stop. By the end of this series, he's going to be called Banana, isn't he? I'm accepting it. You're accepting it. We're all accepting it. That caught me unawares. And there we are then. The game is over. 5-2 victory. A superb attacking display. I enjoyed it very much. I mean, what a way to start. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. That was lovely though. Very much enjoyed it. Okay, the next episode, as I mentioned earlier on, we will find out our Europa League draw. We'll do the draw live. It should be exciting. The first time we're in European competition, and it's straight into the group stages as well. Ben Hur's he's bruised. Bruised something, of course he has. But that's going to bring us to the end today. If you've enjoyed it and you're looking forward to this new season, drop a like on the video. Let's aim for 1,500 likes. Why not? Set targets, reach them. And we love with care from it. Until next time, I'll see you again very, very soon for more. From me to you, goodbye. This is so much fun.